On the season finale of the Style series, you can find your personal style after you turn 18. How do you find that inspiration? Like, this question is like asking, why is the air we breathe necessary? I've been out here talking about personal style, finding your personal style, and I'm a fraud. Hey girlies, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, what's up? If you're not, what's tea? So I went on Reddit, I went on Google, I went on Answer the Public, I went on YouTube to find the most asked questions about personal style, because I'm like, what better way to finish up a personal style series than answering all possible questions that are asked about your personal style. Okay, so first question is, should your personal style reflect your personality? And if you had asked me this question at the beginning of this series, I would have said yes, 100%. But while I was researching for this video, I watched a video by, I think, Bill Foshner. I think I'm going to link it down in the description below. But he said your personal style is impersonal, which is very crazy, which is very weird. I thought that was like something interesting to look at. But I agree and I disagree, because I feel like your personal style kind of like shows who you are. It's part of who you are, and it kind of like shows a part of you. That's what I personally believe. I think it kind of like expresses how you feel at any given time. And yes, I understand that like people don't really care how they dress. Like most of the time, like when you're in college or like when you're trying to get to work, like you're not really thinking, oh, I want to wear like this particular outfit like in the real world, you know, like you're not really like, I'm trying to like put this on this and that and this. I think the only time like personal style is really considered is like when you have like something you're going to where you might probably be like noticed by a bunch of people or something like that. I mainly feel like it's a way to kind of express how you feel without actually like speaking. I think I stand by what I said in my first video, where it's like expressing how you feel without actually like conversing with someone. So I don't know if that deals with personality or not, but I think that's the best way I would answer that question. Next question is, how do you adapt your personal style to fit year-round when it naturally tends to the warmer or colder weather? The truth to this, is I really don't know. Okay, like during the cooler weathers, I just want to be warm. I just want to be warm. I just want to be comfortable. Like I really do not care. Okay, like what I look like. But I guess you guys care what you look like during those weather periods. Okay, so one thing I would say is when it comes to like staying true to your personal style during the colder seasons, I want to say like focus more on the silhouettes. Okay, focus more on the silhouettes and on the textures. Okay, so I don't know why I always use like minimal examples, because minimal is very like, it's easy to like play around with. But let's say your personal style gears more towards like minimalism, right? And let's say in the cooler weathers or in the warmer weathers, you wear like a silk dress with like your cute shoe and cute bag and like minimal makeup, whatever. And then in the cooler weathers, right, you could wear like a pair of skinny jeans with some Chelsea boots and a basic long sleeve crop tee with a fitted leather jacket that's also like crop tee, right? Or you could wear like a flannel jacket as well during those periods. Like you're still staying true to your style, which is minimalistic, but like you're dressing up for the season, you know? I think that's the best way I could do it. Like for either season, I would say play more around with textures, play more around with silhouettes, play more with colors. I think that's the best way to like make sure you're staying true to your personal style regardless of the season. Okay, I hope I answered that question. Me, on the other hand, girl, I really could be looking homeless. Okay, as long as I'm warm. Like, baby, I lived in Michigan for 4 years. Okay, the winter is not, I can't even like classify the Michigan winters because it's not even normal. Okay, so the only priority in my head was staying alive and staying warm and preventing frostbite. Like that was all I had. I didn't even really care about personal style. Like baby, like I'm so sorry, but that's the truth. Like yes, I talk about personal style a lot, but to be honest with you, girl, I will always go for warmth and comfort over anything. Okay, the only times when I would like go crazy for my personal style is kind of like when I'm going out, like when I'm going somewhere. Yeah, 99% of the time, babes, besides what I look like right now, 99% of the time I look homeless. Like I look like a little boy, I look lost, and I look like I should be in a shelter. Okay, so like that's my style. Alright? Okay, next question. So my mother really dislikes my personal style advice. First of all, I'm going to ask you how old you are. Because if you are young, like younger than 18, baby, mama's always right. Listen to your mom. Okay, you can find your personal style after you turn 18. Okay, I know most people might not agree with me on this, but if you want peace of mind, just listen to your mother, girl. Okay? Now, if you're above 18, I feel like you should have like a sit-down conversation with your mom and express why your personal style is the way it is, and kind of like break it down and let her know that that's who you are, and maybe you guys can come down to a compromise. You know, like for me personally, my mother doesn't like me having my belly out. Okay, and we compromised into me having just my midriff out. Okay, I was like, is that or nakedness? And she took the midriff. So yeah. Okay, so what helped you go from thinking about style and fashion to actually wearing things and taking risks? Okay, I wore a uniform for 6 years of my life, okay? I had no form of identity. I was literally bald, blue, ugly ass uniform, and the most terrifying shoes you could think of. Baby, that's enough for me to spark something and take those risks, girl. Like, that was enough, okay? And I think there was a question, like there was a sub question under that one, which is, how do you separate yourself from the pack? I think separating yourself from the pack, I think like fashion in general is never about following the herd, because like 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 I mentioned earlier that fashion is art, and all art is not the same. And with fashion and like with your personal style, you are expressing something completely different each time you wear an outfit. You know, like it's never one thing, right? You're never ever feeling how somebody else is feeling. You feel me? Like you're never feeling how someone else is feeling. You're never like going through the same things that another person is going through exactly. And I think that's enough to separate you from the herd. And then another sub question to that is, what about overcoming insecurity about your body? To be honest, like, yes, people are always like, oh, I'm confident in myself. I'm always confident, like, I'm confident in myself. But the truth is, and this is a little secret between me and you, is that not everyone is always confident like 100%. And I think social media has made it in such a way that these people who portray themselves as confident people and who are like confident in their body don't ever go through stages where they are not confident in their bodies or they're not insecure about their bodies. And I'm here to tell you today, girl, that no matter how gorgeous a person is, they still have that like confidence, like, lack of confidence, or like that insecurity about themselves at the back of their mind. But here's how they overcome it, right? And this is something that is going to help you, because I have received so many questions about people saying like, how do I like handle this? Like, I don't think this is going to look good on my body and my body shape, and like, I don't know. Da, 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 da. I get it. But your want to be authentic and true to yourself should outweigh your insecurity of your body. Because at the end of the day, being insecure is just a thing of the mind. The truth is, my darlings, is that nobody cares. The only time when people will start to care is when you start to feel self-conscious of yourself. And then when you are self-conscious of yourself, then you start drawing that attention, and then you start having eyes on you. But 97% of the time, like, people are literally dealing with their own insecurities. So, tip, okay? Dealing with insecurity when it comes to finding your personal style. Make sure that your need to be your authentic self outweighs your insecurity that is going on in your head. Okay. Next question is, when finding your personal style, do you need a stylist? No. Babes, no. Okay, the only people who need stylists are people who are always on red carpets, or people who do not have time to find their personal style. Because as I said, personal style is a journey. If you do not have that time to settle down and figure out what your personal style is, right, then maybe you might need a stylist. All right, next question is it okay if your style changes, or is it because you haven't found your true personal style? Absolutely. Absolutely, baby. You know what? Like, let me tell you guys. So, I've been out here talking about personal style, finding your personal style, and I'm a fraud. It's time you guys know. I am an absolute fraud. Because I'm telling you to find your personal style, but I haven't figured out my personal style is. But I know what I resonate towards, and I know like pieces that feel very authentic to me, very like myself. I feel very myself in them. So with this, I feel like, of course, like, it's okay if your style changes, because at the end of the day, personal style is never supposed to be stagnant. It's not supposed to be like a one-time thing, like boom, I figured it out. It is a continuous process. It's like going to the gym. You don't stop going to the gym once you have an ass. You keep going to the gym to maintain that ass, you know? So I think it's okay if your personal style keeps changing. It means you as a person is evolving, you know? And as you are evolving, your personal style is evolving with you. So like, I'm so happy for you, babes, because like you're moving up, babe. Absolutely, and I'm so proud of you. Next question is, how do you know if you have bad fashion sense? I think you asking this question is like the best start. If you feel like you have bad fashion sense and you're asking yourself this question, you probably do. And this is not me even trying to comfort you, but this is me trying to like, the best thing about life is self-acknowledgement. You've acknowledged that your fashion sense might not be the best. So what makes a person's style boring or basic? I don't necessarily see anyone's style as boring or basic. I feel like if that's who they are authentically to themselves, then that's who they are, period. How do you feel, or wait, how do you keep your wardrobe feeling fresh and current while staying true to your personal style? Also, if you ignore the trends, do you ever worry about your style being outdated? I think this question has to do a lot with personal style and trends, and this is actually one of the most asked questions on the internet, on Google, YouTube, and TikTok combined. And I think the best way to answer this is, when it comes to trends, trends are there to spark interest, okay? It's not a matter of you see a trend and you follow it and that becomes your personality. No, that's not the purpose of trends. The purpose of trends is to spark creativity, it is to spark interest, it is to spark something, okay? So I think the best way for me to explain this is to kind of like should tell you what I do when it comes to trends. So when I see a new trend, right, and I personally love that trend, I would analyze my personal style already. I kind of like, when I mean analyze my personal style, like analyze what I'm comfortable wearing, you know, like what I'm comfortable in, what I feel most authentic in, and kind of like add bits and pieces of that trend into my personal style, and I kind of see if it aligns with who I am and like what my personal style represents. If it doesn't, it's leaving. If it does, it stays, and it stays, okay, regardless of whether it's a trend or it's no longer a trend. And if you feel like your wardrobe is outdated, then switch up the silhouettes, switch up the textures, switch up the silhouettes, like switch it up. See, fashion is all about switching things up, like keeping people on their toes. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, next question is, how do you find that inspiration? Pinterest, thrifting, and people watching. Do you have any tips for efficiently finding items that meet your taste? No, I do not. I kind of just like go with the flow. I see something on social media, I'm like, oh, this looks cute, you know, let me see what else the store has, you know, see what they're working with, or like find stores that kind of resonate with my personal style and like look through their catalog of what they have and take it from there. That's really what I do. How does your personal style differ from your workplace dress code? I don't think it should differ. I haven't had the opportunity to work in like a proper workplace setting, because I work from home mostly. But if I did, I feel like, again, I would play with silhouettes and textures, you know. So there are ways for you to incorporate your personal style in your workplace, you know. Next question is, why is personal style important? I feel like this question is like asking, why is the air we breathe necessary? I just feel like personal style is important because it's your way of expressing who you are. And I don't think that should be taken lightly, because you should have the opportunity to express who you think you are through what you wear. Okay, and yeah, I feel like that's why personal style is important. I don't think it's, you know, I don't know. I don't think it's just like something you're like, okay, cool, like I have personal style, like whatever. I think it's something that we actually need to like take time and like learn about and understand. Even if you can't necessarily define your personal style, but kind of have an idea of, you know, pieces of clothing and outfits that feel, you know, authentic to you, authentic to who you are, who you hope to be, who you aspire to be. Yeah, that's why I think personal style is important. I really do hope that this series helped you guys. But I feel like, you know, it's time for us to wrap things up. It's time for us to be... I will see you guys next week. Bye.